Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Coach Hamley here again for another episode of The Mental Side, episode 77, brought to you in part by Slugger Sports Academy, a podcast to help grow the community of people looking to better themselves in leadership, mindfulness, and positive thinking. Just working hard to better ourselves each and every day. Originally, we started this whole podcast during the quarantine period, so March, April, giving our community of people at Slugger something to look forward to, listen to, and still continue to grow even though we couldn't be at the facility or playing the game that we love. Started it off as meditation, and as I mentioned, it's more now maybe still meditative in spirit, however more along the lines of looking to grow in mindfulness, our leadership ability, and just giving us better perspective for the game of baseball and the game of life. And so with that, appreciate those of you who have been here for so long and, just listening to yours truly, Coach Ham. And yeah, it's a good day so far. A little Monday movement. I'm actually up at my parents' place. Got a little lift up here in the garage with some free weights. And thought I'd just give you guys a little shout out, little talk to get you moving on this Monday. And today's talk came from just watching my son, my little boy. He'll be 4 here in a couple weeks. And I tell you, when you watch kids, you really just see the world through their eyes and see that childlike wonderment, their curiousness, their creativity. And Robbie's a pretty creative kid, very imaginative, as a lot of little kids are. And I was watching him today, and he was just so entertained by playing with these landscape stones that are in the landscape beds. And they're, like 1.5 to 2-inch wide rocks, your standard river stones, different colors, primarily just round. And he just gets the biggest kick out of going through these rocks and looking for fossils, and my parents have found like one Petoskey stone in there, but there's a ton of rocks that have some fossils in there. He just thinks it's the coolest thing to find these fossils. And so I'm watching him do this, and he's talking, and like I said, this keeps him entertained for hours, just looking through these rocks. And then he dips them in water, a bucket of water. And I asked him, I said, "Why are you doing that?" He goes, "Because it makes them brighter, makes them more colorful." And I was like, there's some kind of philosophy in this. There's some, just natural philosophy. Sorry, I'm sweating pretty profusely. It's pretty hot up here in this garage, but here's my setup. Just some free weights, bench, just able to get after it. Nothing too fancy. However, nothing's been really that fancy here during quarantine. So anyway, and it made me really just think on how he takes these dirty rocks that are just sitting there that really you don't notice them unless you're really looking, and he's cleaning them up. And I tell you, they do look. I mean, when you dip these rocks in water, they sparkle. The colors really pop. You really just notice how colorful and how cool these rocks are. And it just kind of made me think about how we are like those rocks, where a lot of us, we're just we go through life unnoticed, status quo, just doing our thing, not realizing that if we just were to add a little water and polish ourselves up a little bit, we sparkle. I know even as I say that kind of, hey, what's up, Tommy? We're just talking about rocks right now, brother. Sounds kind of corny, sounds kind of cliche, but that's where I think some of the best lessons come in, is that we all just need a little polishing. We just need someone to give us a little attention, or just give ourselves that attention. We've said it over and over again. I know I've said it a lot. You're probably sick of hearing it, though. We got to get introspective. We got to look from within for happiness, joy, and growth. We can't look for externals to do it for us. We have to do it ourselves first before anybody's going to notice us. So I know for me, look, I got to polish myself up. I got to take a shower. I'm sweating profusely. However, a lot of times it's just about taking that dirty stone and giving it a little wash to really see its true colors, to see its beauty. And I think people are a lot like that too. Maybe I've lost some of you on this, thinking Coach Ham's lost it, a little weird. However, I think when you look for philosophy, it's out there. Just like when you look for good, if you're looking for good, if you're looking for the greatness of this world, you're going to see it. If you're looking for negativity, if you're looking for what's wrong with the world, you're going to find that too. So you got to play the head game. You got to get in that flow state. And like I said, I wasn't planning on doing a Monday movement talk for sluggers on rocks. However, watching my little boy and just how entertained he was and how dedicated he was, I'll post a picture of it with this post. I mean, the dude probably had 2-3 dozen rocks sitting on the sidewalk, sitting on the landscape, sandstone, and he was just, he knew where each and every one of these rocks was. Thanks, Tommy. New barber. I'm happy with it. And he knew exactly where each rock were supposed to go. I'd kind of mess with him. I'd take a rock and move it and put it in a different spot when he wasn't looking, and he didn't say anything, but he knew that rock was moved, and he'd put it back where he thought it should go. And like I said, I just thought there was some kind of philosophy there, some philosophical lesson where, these landscape rocks that we normally just walk by, don't ever notice, don't ever appreciate. It's a bunch of just rocks. It just takes a little love, a little care, and you got something pretty cool. Polish them up, and you got something even cooler. A little bit more effort, a little bit more time. Yeah, that's really all I got for you. A lot of times I think in life we just want to be one of the crowd, one of the sheep, going with the flow, not being noticed, playing by the rules, and I've heard Arnold Schwarzenegger, sorry, I can't talk right now, talk about it, and he said, it's as you go through life, you don't break the laws, but you should break the rules, break status quo. Especially, we only get one go around here. We only get so many turns around the sun. Why be status quo? Why just be normal when you can be something great? That's a great lesson for baseball, an even better lesson for life. Been around a lot of baseball guys, a lot of baseball dudes in my life. And I tell you what, the ones that go furthest are the ones who are willing to be above status quo, to be unorthodox, to do some different things. I know I'm kind of bouncing around here. This is not baseball, but I was listening to J.J. Watt today on Big Ten Network. He just got voted into the all-decade defensive team for the Big Ten. His journey is awesome. He started off at Central Michigan as a backup tight end, then he made his way to Wisconsin, was on the scout team, not on scholarship, had to deliver pizzas to make any kind of money. And the reason he got his break is he refused to be status quo. When he was on scout team, he was making these big-time offensive linemen work really hard. I mean, if you know anything about Big Ten football and Wisconsin football, Wisconsin always has a reputation of having some of the biggest and toughest offensive linemen in the country, and he's going up against them and making them look silly and winning. And it's because he decided to be different. The offensive linemen, the first team would tell him, hey man, you're not following any of the technique. Guys that we play use technique, they have footwork, they have hands. And JJ is thinking, man, I'm blowing by you guys just going 100 miles an hour, 100%. And so we want to play within the rules. However, sometimes those rules are inhibitors and they don't allow us to play free, to play athletic. And I think life is like that too. You got to take risks. And take the biggest risk on yourself. Take a chance. Give yourself every excuse to succeed instead of the excuses not to succeed. Give yourself reasons. Polish yourself up. Sometimes a rock just needs to be dipped in a little water to see its true colors and knock the dust off. And I think, at least it sounds so simple, but I really think that life is pretty simple and we just choose to complicate it. And I learned a little lesson today from a 3-year-old boy. So I thought that was pretty cool. Thought I would share it with you. Move forward the rest of this week. Be the rock. Be the one that gets noticed. Shine. Because when you shine, those around you get noticed too. When you shine your light, those around you are gonna benefit from that as well. High tides raise all ships. that's all I got for you. Coach Hamley, once again, for the mental side on behalf of Slugger Sports Academy on this Monday Movement episode. I think I said 76. I think it's maybe 77. I'll fact check it. I'll make sure it's correct in the title. But it's been a blessing being here with you for all the support that I've been receiving. Shoot comments, likes, find us on YouTube, Facebook, social media platforms, all that good stuff. And let's continue to grow the circle. Until we talk again, peace, and keep on slugging.